How's it going today, guys? Long day at work, but I came home to a nice surprise. I got a new Leupold extended focus range scope in 3-9 by 33. In my opinion, probably the best airgun scope on the market. Okay, and here's a little disclaimer. If you think that your $200 scope that you ordered from one of the big airgun supply places or from eBay from a brand you've never heard of is the equal to this scope, you're about to get your feelings hurt. Just a second, here comes the disclaimer. Alright, as you can tell by the 2x4 that it's resting against behind it, this scope is very compact, very lightweight, and incredibly well made. There are a million things to love about this scope and nothing to dislike about it. Alright guys, and there's the very fine Leupold fine crosshair, and I'll show you something else that's interesting. It's hard to appreciate through a camera, but I'm moving the back of the scope quite a bit and everything's staying in focus. If you've owned a scope that is super eye placement critical, you'll realize what a pain in the ass that truly is. So something that is much less critical like this is really appreciated. But because it has a parallax adjustment, you don't have to worry about getting your head placement so precise, because you can dial it to where no matter how you move your head around, the crosshair stays in the center as long as the gun's not moved. Here's something else about this scope to like, that some guys will use it as a negative, but it definitely is not. This thing has a 33mm end. Now, the misconception out there is that just because it has a larger objective, that it's gathering more light. On paper, that is true. But the fact of the matter is the quality of the glass, the construction, and the coatings have a hell of a lot more to do with how bright a scope is than the size of it. You can find a $49 56mm scope online from China that'll give you a headache to look through at 30 seconds. Or you can buy a really quality scope like this, and with a 33mm, not only is it brighter than that junk scope with the bigger end, it's a hell of a lot crisper. And it allows you to mount the scope closer to the bore of the rifle, which makes it a lot less resistant to canning, which is really easy to do. Alright, here's a look at the scope on the objective end with the setting for infinity. It'll actually turn just a little bit further than that if your eyes are a little out of whack, as my one good eye is. And to shorten the distance, you just turn it 50, 25, 20, 15, 10. And if you are a little closer, I know guys that have told me that this thing will focus all the way down to 15 feet. Okay guys, and there's a look at the adjustments. As you can see, it's 1 click, 1/4 inch at 100 yards. These are actual clicks. Now this is the newer style, has the little slightly raised finger dial. But this one is one of the older ones with the coin slot. But there is nothing wrong with either one. Both of them click precisely. I've owned probably a half dozen of these. Every one of them is incredible. Here's a look at the power selector. It turns very, very easily. And it has a little index there for if you've got gloves on. Makes it easier to turn. And one of the features that I like the best of the Leupold scopes, instead of having the quick turn European focus, this one turns very easily, but it has this lock ring here. So once you get it focused to your eye, you just turn it into that lock ring and it doesn't move. Guys that shoot bench rest will tell you, if you change the focus anywhere on the scope, the eyepiece included, normally it'll change your point of impact. Okay guys, I don't want to rag on somebody else's scope too much to say good things about this, but this scope seriously has it all. If you're looking for really quality scope and you can come up with the money to get one of these, you can normally find them online for about $350, $360. Normally they're about $400. Please don't pass it up. You seriously cannot do better than this for the price. and the durability that's built into it, the quality and the lenses, you just simply can't touch it with anything else. Thanks for watching, guys.